Hi everybody, I'm Meg from Loven Stamps and it's Friday. So welcome to the Friday edition of Maker Mornings with Meg. Now, I don't know whether it's because it's kind of gray here where I am today that I decided to come up with like a bright kind of cheery Christmas card for you, or whether I got my hair cut yesterday and so now like my curl shows because it's not so heavy anymore and my silvery roots show. So hey, we're going with the pretty beautiful silver and gray kind of thing here. We're not gonna, anyway. Okay, enough about that. In any case, we are doing a Christmas card today that uses sort of non-traditional colors. I love a good purple Christmas card. So I don't know what it is about the word purple that sounds kind of inelegant. Of course, we have Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape and Fresh Freesia for our Stampin' Up! Purple colors. But today we're gonna go ahead and go with the shades of pretty purples and grays for a fun card that features the Peaceful Deer stamp set, which is available, and drum roll, the Deer Builder Punch, which is finally available again in the online store. So this is a great time to grab this, and a little sneak peek for the new year. When the new catalog begins on January 4th, there's a spring stamp coming that features the same deer punch. So a great thing to add to your collection because you'll get more opportunity to have stamps that coordinate with that punch later, which I always love. So thanks. Glad you like it. Good morning to Trish and Tanya and Jennifer, and oh, Facebook's not showing me very many names this morning. Anyway, I know there's a bunch more of you guys on there. So hi. Sorry, I can't say hi directly unless you leave me a comment. So hey, Sue. So glad you guys are excited about purple. Thanks for the kudos on the hair. It feels so much lighter finally. Hi, Joan. And I am excited to show you a whole lot of great products this morning. We're gonna do two projects, a card and a bookmark gift idea, which is a great way to kind of, tuck something inside your card and just have like a little gift to go along with it. You got all the pieces out, why not mix and match to make one more thing? So, all right, you guys ready? Hey, Kelly, hey, Deborah. I'm gonna flip our camera down and we are going to get started with our project. So, I had to dress all Christmassy today because our today is madrigal decorating day here for our madrigal singers, which is always a kind of a fun all hands on deck kind of opportunity. So always a good time. Okay, let's see. Get everything set here. It's a little bit gray today, so I apologize. I've turned my extra studio lights on, but we'll see how it all goes. All right, get stuff shoved out of the way here, which means I can't like stick things up here like I usually do. Okay, let's get down to business. Card base is Smoky Slate. This is the lighter of the two grays that Stampin' Up! Has. There's Smoky Slate and, there's some brown grays and so forth, but the true grays are Smoky Slate and Basic Gray, which is the darker of the two. So this is the lighter one. And we're gonna go ahead and use this as our card base. But I've added an extra layer, which is a trick I love. I was talking to a LovenStamps demonstrator yesterday, somebody on our group, about, she's like, oh, do you have any ideas to dress up this card? And we kind of came up with this idea to just add an extra layer on top like this so you get that nice shadow around the edge. It really can make a big difference on your card. So we're gonna go ahead and add that. And I'm gonna stamp the greeting down here towards the bottom from this stamp set. This set has great greetings in it, not necessarily just Christmas. It has Let's Celebrate, which you could use for lots of things. And I'm gonna go ahead and add our greeting kind of down here at the bottom. A little crooked, maybe I'll try it one more time on the back. That's the great thing about Stampin' Up! Cardstock. There, that's a little better. It's nice and heavy, so you get two sides and you can stamp on both of them and then decide which one you like better. So remember to snag your excess dimensional pieces around the edge. They make great border pieces when you're doing big layers. And you can peel the backings off just in one go. So, all right. And sometimes I hang on to these. I have kind of a stockpile, but I'm doing swap cards for the new catalog for a demonstrator team swap. And I use those because you can kind of butt your adhesive right up to the edge of things and then it doesn't stick to the table paper, which is Fabulous. So hang on to those. They're a great thing to have on hand. Okay, so we have our base there, and then I have from these assortment packs, and you maybe know this or maybe not, but these packs of assorted basic pattern designer series paper come in all of the different color families. This one happens to be the color family for the in colors that came out last summer, so the newer ones. And we're gonna go with the purples here for today, but I kind of started this project because I've been cutting pretty pillow boxes. Here is the one, and I have these edge scraps left over. So here's this pretty pillow box with the Nothing's Better Than stamp set, fun for chocolate. And so I had these extra pieces, and I thought, yeah, we're gonna use that. So here's 2 pieces from left over from that scrap. And I decided I wanted to go ahead and put them on our card to just pair them like this because they were too narrow for me to use just one of them. But I felt like it needed an extra base, so you can probably guess that what I'm gonna pop under here is a coordinating purple. Now I went with Highland Heather, which is 1 shade darker than Fresh Freesia and a little bit bluer, so that it's just a little bit different. And I'm gonna pop some adhesive here on the back. When you need to start your adhesive, it's really easy. Just reach around with your finger and grab. You can forward it just a tiny bit to get it exactly where you want it. And then I'm gonna go ahead and put these back on here. So let's see, I think this one is gonna be the top one with our sort of snowflakey, vaguely reminiscent background, and then this one. So a great thing about having these papers on hand with this kind of assortment, and you can get them in all of the families. So there's actually 6 sets, one for neutrals, regals, subtles, etc. Is that you have these, all these colors available when you just want some pattern to your background and not necessarily like a multicolored element. So it gives you a lot of flexibility on how to use those. And let's see, getting a little off there. All right, so now I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna go ahead and stick this down with some Stampin' Dimensional. So we've got a base. And I know you're wondering here, well, where's the deer, Meg? The deer's coming, I promise. And then we're gonna peel these off. And then I'm gonna show you how to take these same supplies and turn them into a bookmark to go along with this card. So, all right, so bring on the deer. So I'm going to use this one here, which on it says, oh, what fun, which is kind of a neat greeting, and it goes along with our whimsical purpley card here. So I'm going to go ahead and get my dog hair out of the way there. We have a super furry dog, and she loves to share the gift of her extra warmth with us. All right, so then I'm gonna turn this over and punch. Now you'll notice that this Deer Builder punch has both for the antlers and the deer body, which is super fun. And so we're gonna go ahead and add this, and then we're gonna kind of take a look here at what else we might need. So I feel like we're missing some like base here, and we also have kind of an awkward line between those 2 colors on here. So we want to pop out that line and get rid of that. And then we want to go ahead and add our antlers. So let's get the line on here. And I thought, you know, what would be fun is to add an evergreen border. So there's evergreens in a stamp set, and I'll show you an idea for stamping the center of this card that features those. But I'm gonna pull in some silver from the silver foil sheets, or silver, sorry, metallic, what are these called? Silver foil specialty pack, which actually always inspires me to purple anyway, because it's got these 3, there you can see the 3 different colors. The silver, true silver, a sort of bluish, grayish silver, and then this really fun color here. And you can see I've used a lot of this. This is not my first package either. It's been a fun one to use for Halloween and for this kind of bright stuff, birthdays, everything. Now, I always say I hold my punches this way, except for when I use the border punch. When I use a border punch like this, I slide my paper in. I try to think about starting, maybe if I'm gonna use a full tree, I kind of guess there. You can always flip it over to the back and double check, okay? But the important thing about the border punches is to make sure that your cardstock is flipped all the way down against this stopper here, okay? So I'm gonna go ahead and punch one there. Now, I'm gonna slide this along this way, because what we have is this now, okay? So now I'm gonna slide this along, and I'm gonna match up the punched paper with the elements that are on the back here. So you can see how I've matched up those trees. Here's the unmatched, and I just slide it across and match it. And by doing this, you can work all the way. I mean, if your cardstock is 10 inches wide or 12 inches wide or whatever, you can get a tree border that is all of that distance. So I don't really need any more. So I could just go ahead and punch this last tree, but I'm not going to use that, so I'm not going to bother. All right, so then we have our tree border. I'm going to go ahead and trim this last one, and I'm going to trim there. We trim this one. Okay, so now we've got some tree border. Oh, I like that a lot better, right? So it just gives us a little interest. I'm gonna put it maybe a little below the third line, or a little above the third line, not necessarily right in the center. See how it looks a little bit better down there. And then we're gonna give our deer some antlers. So silver, I thought about silver, but they didn't stand out very much. White, and then I came up with the gorgeous grape color. Like, we might as well go all out purple here. And so I'm gonna slide this baby in. And one of the things that I love about this punch is how the antlers are positioned on it to kind of make it as easy as possible to just punch from scraps. So they're way off on the edge, and you can slide in to get, well, is it quite big enough? Not quite. Okay, I'll turn it over this way. So you can slide in to get scraps if you're creative. There you go. And sort of make the most of your little pieces. So I love a good engineered punch. There is a little dot on there if you wanted to make a little red nose for your reindeer. Red doesn't go with our aesthetic here, so we're not going to use that. But okay, thanks, Betty. I'm glad you like the colors. So let's go ahead and start adding these. I have a multi-purpose liquid glue, which is almost new, so it's going to come out here streaming. Remember, if you can see the glue, it is enough. You don't have to glob it on there. And you just want to be careful. When it's brand new, it comes out pretty fast. So, okay, I'm going to set that on there. And then here is my tip for assembling your deer with their cute antlers. So what I like to do is kind of get them organized here in the way that I want them to be finished. So you can kind of eye it there on your deer. And then I'm gonna pop some multi-purpose liquid glue here on the back of our deer, just a little bit. And I am going to just tap down on our antlers to pick those up, okay? Now I'm gonna hold it for a second, because if I set it down flat, there's a little curve to it from the punch, and it's gonna go ahead and pop those off, which I don't want. So I'm going to grab a mini glue dot now. I can get this out of here. And I'm gonna pop a mini glue dot on up here to back our antlers, because I don't want them to come off. And then I'm gonna grab a regular size glue dot to just pop one here on the body of our deer. And then this is going to position here on our card, okay? All right, now we're not quite done yet, because I felt like this needed a little bling. And I was thinking about, I showed you the other day that I have a zillion silver metallic dots, because I use the gold ones first. So heck, we're gonna go with silver here and add some silver metallic pearls to this, which is a perfect match. And it kind of looks like little bits of snow. So let's go ahead and pop some of these on here. And I'm gonna get them sort of high and low. Usually when I add them, I try not to get them in a straight line, horizontally or vertically. These are pretty straight, but we'll make it work. Okay, so oh, and I just made those straight too. Okay, who knows, maybe I'm not worrying about it too much, but in here, there we go. All right, so now we've kind of got our silver dots on there. Usually I try and do an odd number. It just looks happier to me that way. And then it keeps your eye kind of moving too, so that does not fit together. Let's put the lid on the right instrument here. Okay, so there is our card. So I'm gonna show you this. The inside of it here, I've stamped previously. So here is a great way to use some of those inside stamps. So there's the front and the inside. And it says, wishing you a wonderful year and friendships, dear, which is a great thing that you could send out after the holidays. So You don't have to stress too much about getting your cards done before Christmas. You could get them done at your leisure over the break. Enlist some family members to hang out and help you maybe. But a really fun sentiment to send after the first of the year too. So, all right. Now we almost dropped in our ink pad. Whew, Tanya, take a deep breath. It'll be okay. I didn't. But we're going to go ahead and transform this card into a bookmark now. Because that's a just really easy gift that you can do with the same supplies pretty much, and also enclose with your cards. So when it comes to bookmarks, there is nothing better than the topper punches. This is the fancy tag topper punch. Anyway, look up topper punches, and the link is in the video description. It has all of the correct names. I'm gonna bring back our paper here and grab another strip. The topper punches are sized for a 2-inch wide piece of paper. So just cut your paper to 2 inches, slide it in there, and this one is apparently a teeny bit wider than 2 inches. And there we go. Okay, so now we have our bookmark, all right? If you cut a little teeny bit wider, you'll get a little tiny thing there at the top. So I'm just gonna trim that. And now no one except everyone who watches this video will know about that fact that this card is not quite exactly straight, but you can see the topper right there. And we're gonna do some ribbon mixing and matching that I'm gonna show you that you guys are really gonna like to top our bookmark. But let's look at some of the same elements. So I want to stamp our dear friend again, and I need another piece of cardstock here. So you can see, I'm gonna do this really quickly, and you can see how quickly these elements come together when I'm not just talking the whole time. So I've got our deer, we're gonna punch that. We're gonna grab a couple little antler elements. So there's one, and there's two. We're going to do the trick where I lay them out. I don't think I can do it upside down, sorry guys. So I'm gonna lay them out. I'm going to grab some glue and add to the top of our thing here. Now, one difference for this project is that I'm gonna go ahead and make it all flat, because for a bookmark, it's nicer. Now see, I should have taken my own advice and used this piece here behind, because that's gonna keep the glue from transferring to the back of my paper. There we go, okay? See, I told you they're handy. All right, so we have our deer, and I'm gonna set this on the side here to dry for a tiny second. Now, we're gonna grab some trees from our tree punch. Let's see, Trish said something about the great, ha ha ha. I do love a good pun. Ooh, today's the 10th. So today is Magic Paper Pumpkin Day, which is my reminder to you guys that if you want to get the very punny stamp set and paper pumpkin kit, today is the last day to sign up. You can go to my website at LovenStamps to learn more about paper pumpkin, but the kits that are gonna ship in December are pun based. It'd be a fun thing to do with family, friends, if you're gathering over the holidays, and you're going to love them. Today's the last day to sign up if you want that, so don't miss out on those kits, because you know I'm gonna be showing you a project next time, and I don't want you to be sad because you missed it. All right, so now we have our deer and our pieces here, but I don't want to layer the same paper background because it's just gonna flow together. So I needed something else. I decided to stick with Highland Heather and put a piece behind. So we have this, but I kind of wanted it to be a fun shape because we have this fun shape on the tag and the fun shapes here. So I pulled out my tried and true favorite Stitch So Sweetly dies, which are all of these stitched rectangles plus 1, 2, 3, 4 fun stitched bonus shapes. So this one seemed about the right size for backing our deer, and it's kind of like the perfect, I don't know, theming almost. It's like, I don't know, mantelpiece kind of thing, or who knows. I don't know what to call it, but the aesthetic is perfect. So I went ahead and cut this, plus it gives us a nice stitched edge, which is ideal. And so this is going to be the base for our deer element, okay? So let's take this, we're gonna, like I said, we're gonna make it all flat, because when you put this in your book, you don't really wanna have it be too poppy-uppy. So this is gonna go kind of a little on the high side, because I want the deer to be the centerpiece for our elements. So now I'm gonna put a little more glue on the back of our antlers. You don't want them to be coming off in the you know, as people slide their bookmarks in and out. And then our deer is gonna sit right about here, and then it'll be supported. Now, you know green lid glue doesn't grab instantly, multi-purpose liquid glue. So I'm gonna go ahead and pop a block on there to help that stick where I want it. Now we need some kind of little greeting to go with this. And so I'm gonna use the same greeting that we used on our card because we're reusing these same fabulous elements. And I'm going to go ahead and stamp, let's see, this way, I guess. Maybe it doesn't matter, it's symmetrical. It matters in my mind. Wishing you a wonderful year and friendships, dear. And then I'm gonna go ahead and punch this, and I want it this direction with our postage stamp punch. And I'm not gonna worry too much about the edge because we're gonna trim that baby off. And this is going to go down here on our card. Oh, we didn't add glue to this. All right. So I'm gonna pop glue on. You could also put the glue on the bookmark so that you don't have to worry about overshooting or anything like that. And if you want to make sure things are straight, use your grid paper. Look at those lines in the background and make sure that things are lined up. It will really help you. Okay, oh, and like I said, green lid glue doesn't grab instantly, so give it a second. So we're gonna pop a little bit more on here, and I want this to be a little less centered. So I'm gonna stick this out over here. Don't worry about the fact that it's overlapping. We're gonna fix that. And I love also with the multi-purpose liquid glue that you can reposition a little bit depending on where you put your adhesive. So I kind of had that low and then I shifted it up to go a little bit up here. So, all right, now ribbon. We have so many fun combinations of possibilities for this. So this ribbon is the, can you see that? I forget what that effect is called. What is that effect called? Can you see it on there? It kind of looks like an oil slick almost. Oh well, anyway, this is a really pretty ribbon, smoky slate, something, it's called smoky slate something or other, and, oh, textured ribbon, smoky slate textured ribbon, and it shows so much more beautifully in person than it does in the catalog. I know you've never heard that before, but I truly love it, and so we're gonna go ahead and use this wide ribbon here on our topper, but I wanted to bring the purples back in. So we're gonna get some variety, and I'm gonna show you my trick for cutting the ribbon top, which you guys are crafters, so you probably know this, but fold your ribbon in half and then cut sideways on it so you get that really pretty little angle there, sort of that fishtail kind of thing. So fold it. Now, I will tell you, I have a tendency to do my fishtailing this way, which gives you a diamond on the end, which is not what I want. So just think twice about which way you're doing your angled cutting there on the fold. Okay, so there is our first of our ribbon. Moire. Yes, that is what it's called. Gosh, good job, Sue. You got the gold star for vocabulary today. All right, so then I thought, well, I love pairing ribbons, so let's bring in some of this, which is the Granite Shimmer ribbon. And so this one is, I think it's, oh, it's 1/4 of an inch. It's called 1/4 inch. So we're gonna go ahead and cut a length of that. Now, usually I don't cut my second ribbon end until I've kind of put it on my project so that I can just make sure I get exactly what I want. But this one is not so, is not such a big deal. The length of the ribbon is not important. So, okay, so we have this, but then I wanted to bring in the third one to tie it all together. There's, tie it all together. See what I did there? Sorry, I can't help it. I was thinking about that punny paper pumpkin that's coming up. So I'm gonna bring in this fresh freesia ribbon, which is gonna bring out all of our purple colors, and I'm gonna tie this one here. So when I do this, I usually kind of keep my pinky down to hold the ribbon underneath, and then I'm gonna go ahead and tie my bow with my pinky on there to kind of hold things in place. So cinch it pretty tight. Once you've cinched it tight, you can kind of rearrange these elements to make them kind of fold the way you want them. And then I'm gonna go ahead and tie my bow. Now, the trick with bows is always, I know there's some people who hate bows, hang in there. One secret of bow tying is that you always want your ribbon loops to be in scale with your project. So if you get something like this and you're like, it just doesn't look quite right. It might be because those ribbon loops really need to be in the proper scale for the rest of your project. So I don't really want them to be like wider than my bookmark. I think looks good to me here, okay? And now that I've got that tied, I'm gonna cut it off the bolt so that I'm not wasting a lot of ribbon. I might trim that down a teeny bit. And there we have our fun bookmark with the mixed ribbon topper, which is so fun and such a festive way to add to these elements. So there you go. What do you guys think? I don't know. Are you sold? Do you hate the idea of a non-traditional purple or pink Christmas card? Are you okay with it? What about New Year's? Like, could I call this a New Year's card? Oh, and I was going to trim this. Actually, it's okay, overlapped. I kind of like that, but my intention is to trim it. Always trim from the back side so you can see what your layers are doing together. And there is our finished bookmark. I have little stray antlers kind of all over the place here. But yeah, a really fun set of supplies here with the stamp set and the builder punch, which is finally now available again. The link is in the video description for all these supplies. So you can go ahead and rest assured that you're gonna wanna use these later. I mean, little tree elements, you can use this. This isn't just a Christmas set either. You can do, the deer and the rabbits with the trees for, if you have family or friends who are like outdoors people. This is a great sort of outdoorsy kind of stamp set. There's this little dotty thing here that you can put on the back of the deer to make it kind of a fawn. This little wreath actually goes on the deer, like this deer can go, this one maybe go around their neck. So that it's kind of a festive thing there. And then my daughter would tell me that there's not enough bunny stamps in the catalog. So, and then, like I said, this punch matches a stamp set that will come in the new catalog. So if you're one of my customers, I am getting catalogs ready to send. Let's see, do I have one here? I can show you the cover of it. Oh yes, here they are. Here's the cover of the catalog that will be coming and the cover of the celebration catalog that will be coming. So look for these in the mail later this month. If you don't have a demonstrator that you work with already and you're interested, send me a message and request a catalog. I can get those to you. If you place an order with me, your catalogs are free and I will cover the postage and everything to mail them. If you haven't placed an order with me before, I'm still happy to send you a catalog and the catalog is still free. I would just maybe ask that you pay the postage. It's just a couple dollars. If you, or just place an order and then your catalog, you'll be on my catalog list. So, also I have some treats that are coming out with catalogs, so you can watch for those. Those will be coming out pretty soon. And, yeah, that's my thing right now is getting catalogs ready. Actually, well, I'll give you another little sneak peek of one of the things coming, with your catalog. If you're getting catalogs from me. There is a card kit included, which has a sneak peek of some upcoming celebration goodies. So here's the sneak peek of that. And there's a little brass butterfly included and a fun creature friend that will be included in that. So you can make a card with the new things when your new catalogs come. So, all right, guys, let's see. I think that pretty much covers us for today. Hi. And let's see. Okay, everybody says that they like the card. Thanks, Melissa. I'm glad. Deborah says, totally fine with non-traditional colors. Carol says she loves the trees and the deer. I know, right? So between the trees in the stamp set, which are great, designed by Stampin' Up, we also have the trees from the Evergreen Border Punch, which are sort of an all-purpose thing. This is not... definitely not just for Christmas. So great tools that you'll use from year to year. Sometimes when things retire, I go ahead and let them go because I can't save everything. But there are some things like this. It's not retiring, but were it to be retiring, I would definitely hang on to that because I definitely see myself using a lot of that. So, all right, well, I'm off to decorate for madrigals and do a whole bunch of ironing today. And Sue says, have fun with Mads. Thanks. Maybe I'll see you got somebody this weekend at madrigal dinners. But in any case, I hope you guys have a super fab weekend. Have a chance to relax and enjoy the season and get some fun crafting done. And just enjoy the process, right? Because part of the joy of stamping and crafting is the joy of making things and, you know, seeing your ideas come out on paper, or seeing an idea that you saw someplace like on Maker Mornings with Meg come out in front of you as you remake it. So, and I love to see people's projects. So drop me a note and show me what you're making. So, all right, guys, have a super fabulous Friday, and I will be back on Monday with another Maker Mornings with Meg project. So bye, guys.